let me ask you all a question. There's something I gotta say. When you were younger and pretty much a different person, did you ever say something stupid or say something edgy to try to be funny, or just plain dumb? Most of us have, and if you say you haven't, well, you're a liar. Everyone said something stupid. It just so happens, though, that when it comes to celebrities, when they say stupid things, it's in the public eye, not just with the people around you. It's, especially nowadays, it's the internet, it's Twitter, it's Facebook, it's YouTube, it's whatever. So today, Disney decided to bring back James Gunn for Guardians 3. And I'm seeing all sorts of opinion stories about what everyone thought happened, how this came to be. Well, I'm here to give my opinion. Again, this is only my opinion on how I feel the events unfolded. Oddly enough, it starts with Roseanne Barr. Roseanne makes a tweet, the Planet of the Apes tweet, whatever. I know she's come out and said this. She's come out and defended it and everything, saying it wasn't about race. It was about Israel. Look, I'm not gonna talk about that. That's not the point of the discussion. But it does start there. Well, Disney, who owns ABC, who was where her show was on, they let her go. So this, of course, this led to the other side of the coin. We'll just say they were trying to find something, anything that they could pin on the other side. Well, they find the decade-old tweets from James Gunn, which he had already addressed and had already apologized for, and then went on to make a couple of really big successful movies for the MCU. But then Disney goes, oh crap, people are bringing this up, so we can't look like hypocrites, so we have to let him go. Even though he's made us a lot of money and made 2 pretty good films, we gotta let him go because it's a publicity nightmare. They had to let him go. Did they really want to? Probably not. But, you know, you'd have people saying, well, you let Roseanne go because she made a tweet. Well, he made these tweets. Why aren't you letting him go? And it'd be just bad PR for them. So they had to let him go. Little did they know that they would get worse PR from support of James Gunn. When the cast of the movies that he directed and the stars from them are all signing petitions saying that he's not that person and we support him. When you have one of your stars just railing on you, that would be Dave Bautista, railing on you saying, well, if you don't bring him back, I don't want to come back. There's just so much going on. But there's stories out there saying that they were never going to replace him, that they would just rather not make the movie. No, I don't believe that at all. See, here's the thing. They thought they would avoid bad PR by letting him go. They would avoid the one side of PR, the people that were mad that Roseanne got canned. Little did they know that the other side would step up for their guy even more. Think about it. The MCU for them is a multi-billion-dollar franchise. 10 years of movies. The biggest superhero movie of all time is going to be coming out soon. If this movie if it's good, if it's just good, if not great, if it's just good, I have a feeling it's probably going to own the top of the all-time box office. Unless it's just awful. But that's another story for another day. they have so much to lose. And if you think about this, if the cast of one movie is standing up to you as a corporation saying, well, we want this guy, right? He's family to us. He's not this monster that made bad jokes 10 years ago. I mean, think about it. James Gunn was working for Troma, and that should explain all the attempts to be risque, I guess I can put it. The way I can put it. I think what Disney was trying to avoid by bringing him back was the backlash from the entire MCU. Because think about it. You have the cast of one movie standing up to you. That cast has worked with the rest of the cast, or at least off and on. We haven't seen the next Avengers movie, but with Infinity War, I mean, you had characters mixing and matching, especially some of your biggest stars. A lot of the cast of Guardians were with Thor and things like that. So, and then of course when they get to Wakanda, that you got actors mixing and matching there. They're gonna stand up for this guy. When you think, well, we can replace him, and you're looking at some people. I've seen a few names, like Taika Waititi pops up, and when Taika Waititi goes, look, I want to work with you again, Marvel, I love doing Ragnarok, but this is James Gunn's movie, and I'm not going to do that. And that was, of course, I think that was the one guy they wanted, or at least the top guy they wanted. He would have been a great fit. But he's like, no, this is James Gunn's movie. I'm not going to do that. They were probably like, crap, we need a replacement. Who are we going to get? And I think that in the interest of their future and of bad PR, or trying to avoid bad PR anyway, they had to take another look at bringing James Gunn back. Think about this. There's some out there that are saying, well, they never considered anybody else. Well, if they weren't considering anybody else, it would have just meant they weren't making the movie. But from what we understood, they were still going to use James Gunn's script because it was already written and they loved it. But then there's no way they would have scrapped that script. You have a ready cast that's under contract with a finished script. No. I've seen it happen too many times where movie studios will take every bit they got, find a director, and just put the movie on. I mean, come on, X-Men The Last Stand, anybody, right? So, I feel that all they were trying to do was avoid bad PR. I do not think that they weren't at least considering another director. Think about the reaction that happened. I mean, they were getting bad PR anyway. Then all of a sudden, you start seeing James Gunn's name pop up on producer credits. The Brightburn, for one. I mean, it's like from the revolutionary James Gunn, which, by the way, the trailer for that movie looks awesome. It looks like if Superman turned bad, and I love that trailer. I can't wait for that movie. But then all of a sudden, Disney, if they were always, at least, if they were planning on bringing him back, if they were just waiting to see how the crowd reacted, well, you think we would have gotten James Gunn announced to write Suicide Squad for Warner Brothers, or Suicide Squad 2 for Warner Brothers, and possibly direct? From what I understand, the way this whole deal goes, I've seen at least one story saying that Suicide Squad is going to happen first. They are going to let James Gunn finish Suicide Squad 2, whether he's just, I guess, writing and directing it. So they're going to let him do that, and then he'll come do Guardians 3. They agreed to that. So, first of all, we get the best of both worlds, because I can't wait to see a James Gunn directed Suicide Squad movie. Because, I mean, come on, it's, as I've said before, he went from a movie about a bunch of misfits that don't go together, that have to, fight for the greater good together, whether they like each other or not, to another movie that's basically the same thing. Except one is in space and one is on Earth. I don't think... I think they planned on him staying away. I think they thought, well, we better not... we better not keep him around because he said these things and we don't want to be hypocrites. And people are like, have you said anything stupid 10 years ago? Come on. People are just using some common sense. To bring it back to Roseanne a little bit, imagine if her tweets were 10 years old. Would people react the same way? I honestly think they would if she would have been like, look, I said stupid stuff 10 years ago. Who wasn't different 10 years ago? We all were different 10 years ago. And James Gunn was different 10 years ago. So, in the end, I think this. Disney planned on him being gone. There was no way that they were holding on to just seeing how the people would react. Because they would have done all this behind closed doors. They did it in public. They made it public. We're getting rid of him. He said these things. I'm sorry, we got to get rid of him. Because they didn't want to look like hypocrites. Little did they know that people aren't stupid. Deep down, I want to believe that people aren't stupid when it comes to things like this. You have a guy that said something 10 years ago who's been apologizing for it constantly and is just trying to be a better person. And from the account of everyone that works with him, he's an amazing person. And Disney had to bring him back because they chose the wrong side. And now they're flip-flopping because they know that all this money that is attached to him and everything attached to what he works on could be at risk of public backlash. I mean, look how quickly people can turn on a movie from even a popular franchise. I mean, those that turned on Captain Marvel, right? It's all about public perception, and they thought they were choosing the right side, and apparently they chose wrong, and now they backtracked. Do I think they did it out of the goodness of their heart? Hell no. They did it to try to save the almighty dollar from those that are earning them the almighty dollar. That's going to be all for this Reel Rant. See you later.